Welcome back, students, to another week of art history. We left off last week studying ceramics in Greece around the year 500 BCE. We're going to be kind of staying around the same time frame in the same country in Greece. This week we're going to investigate an architectural element called the post. When you have a post, it holds things up, but you normally need more than one post. So if you have two posts and you put an element, a horizontal across, it's called a lintel. Post and lintel. And if you look, it looks kind of familiar. Have you seen this before? Maybe in England at Stonehenge? So it's something that's been done for years and years and years. And we're going to look at three different posts today. We're going to look at the Doric, the Ionic, and the Corinthian. These all look the same, but the ones we're going to look at are going to be completely different. If we go back in history, you can see here at the Palace of Knossos on the island of Crete, this goes back between 1380 and 1100 BCE. At this palace, do you see the posts? They're being used here, but you notice that the posts, as they go up towards the sky, they get fatter. So let's go through the orders. The first order is the Doric order, which the proportions of the shaft, which means basically the column we consider the column is the shaft, is 8. If you take the width of that column and you take that measurement and you put it on end 8 times, that's how tall a Doric order would be. The Ionic order has a base, and the capital at the top has dentils, which are the curlicues. And its shaft is 9 times the diameter high. It was most predominantly used in the islands of Greece. The Corinthian order is the most elaborate order, and its shaft column is 10 diameters tall, and it looks like there are leaves at the top, making it very ornate. So you might be saying, what's the big deal about a post and a column? But if you look around the world, we are still using what the Greeks invented thousands of years ago every single day. And what I want you to get out of this art history lesson this week is I want you to know the difference between the Doric, which is the most simple, the Ionic, which has the curlicues at the top, and the Corinthian, which is very ornate and it looks like there are leaves on top. There are 3 orders. I want you to be able to identify by looking at and name. I want you to be able to identify the 3 different orders by the end of this week. And hopefully you'll take this with you throughout the rest of your life. And you might say, Adam, what's the big deal? I don't need this. But wherever you go in the world, I want you to be able to go to church, banks, colleges, anywhere, and you'll be able to identify the 3 main orders because they're still being used today. When you go to the bank, you could say, oh, they did the Corinthian order. Oh, they did the Doric order. And then in your project, I want you to actually choose one of the orders that you find most appealing, and I want you to emulate it and draw it in your sketchbook. Have fun. I can't wait to see what you do. For this project, you're going to need your sketchbook, a ruler, pencil, and I find it's easier if you grab a piece of cardboard. a square. You want your square to be less than an inch, so just a simple little square. You want it to be a little bit less than an inch. Mine's about, that's pretty good. And just eye it up, put it down. It's a little longer. Cut it down. Then figure out what order you're going to do. I'm going to do the Ionic order. So I know with my Ionic order that there's going to be a base. So I'm just going to make a base. With the Ionic order, I know it is 9. So I'm going to make 9 squares. You can just use your ruler. And when they actually built these columns out of stone, they didn't build them in solid. They actually had, if you call them discs or barrels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's really important. I want you to know that it's, if you're using the Ionic, that it is 9 high. So here is the shaft. I've done with the shaft. And I can erase these. I can flute that shaft by drawing some lines coming down it. And remember, as lines go around the side, they get a little bit skinnier. So if you want to make it look like it's a real column, as you come out to the edge, put the lines tighter together. From the top, I'm going to, I know that this, and now I can design it. Oh, this one's a little bit, I want to make this one a little bigger. This is the capital. And maybe I could do some a little bit of ornamentation. Not too much. If you're doing the Corinthian, you're going to have a lot of ornamentation. And that's what you have to do. And I'm going to label it. I could make this a little bit fancier. Maybe I'm going to have it step up. I mainly want you to understand and draw the pillar in correct proportions. And this is the Ionic. Ionic. Label it. Ionic order. If you were doing the Doric order, it would only be 8. If you were doing the Corinthian order, it would be 10. And then I would start having things on top. The leaves coming off.